So I was asked to make a video on how to clean a SmartMister. This SmartMister is the one that we keep to get very dirty, so we haven't cleaned this for nearly 8 months. So it's really extreme. Yeah. It's covered in salt. We have it near a window, which is the worst thing you can do. And basically there's salt crystals that go in through the seals. There's salt crystals that are forming all around the seals. So anywhere there's a seal, effectively the crystals will form around there and around this sort of seal. So the filter in the back is clean, and that generally doesn't get affected by salt, but the rest of the machine does. So to clean it, you basically need some lint-free cloths, which we do in the cleaning kit, some isopropyl ethanol, white vinegar we use a push, and then we use an ultrasonic wand, so effectively a big toothbrush to agitate any salt crystals and break it up, and then a microfiber cloth. So what I tend to do is basically dampen the cloth a little bit, and then start off with, if we wipe the plastic, and effectively you can see the salt crystals with the liquid in this just dissolve. Yeah. So wipe those off, and the crystals are sticking to the microfiber cloth. If you get any that don't come off easily, like this one, you basically just a little bit of warm water, and that will dilute the salt down. If you get something that's stubborn like this one is, a little bit of isopropyl, squirt, squirt, count for a couple of moments, and that will break the salt down and it just wipes straight off. Yeah, so clean salt off. So we effectively, we're getting rid of it around all the seals. It looks a whole lot neater now. Say it's been a lot of months since we did this one. Right, the interesting part comes next. Lid off, yeah, the flume which directs it. Normally I take that out by putting my fingers down and pulling it, yanking it out. This one isn't actually dirty, but just wipe around the edges where we get a bit of salt might build up, and luckily in this case we've not. Inside I can see through it, it's completely clear. Yeah. Just wipe that, just pushes back in, clip, put that on one side. Next part, take the reservoir out. So reservoir, you can take the handle out, give it a slight shake, turn it upside down because the liquid comes out of the bottom. There's a seal to stop it spilling. Yeah. Give it a little wipe round, but generally this doesn't get too dirty. The unit itself, a couple of bits of salt crystals around here, but not a whole lot. So what you've got on this, which hopefully you can see in this camera, is that we've got salt crystals building up near the transducer. So there's a red part heater, there's a white part transducer, and you want to clean this transducer. Unless the machine's run dry, so you've let the liquid run to the end and the app's told you to change it, there'll be some spare liquid in here. So what you normally need to do is take a basin or carry this to the toilet and effectively pour it down. So there's a long edge on it with a square part, and that's the easiest to pour it out. So I've got a little basin, it's 0.3 of a litre in there, so a 1 litre basin. It's fine. So take that, pour off excess liquid. Yeah. If it's clean, you can reuse a bit of, normally pour it down the toilet and clean the toilets. And then inside we get a really dirty looking machine. See, this has been 8 months of not cleaning it. So from there, it's normally take your lint-free cloths, wipe around the inside just to get rid of any big clumps that you've got. So anything that's sort of built up will stick to the cloth. Yeah. And it's just running around, and then basically dirt and salt sticking to that, so any impurities that get in will stick to that. Sometimes just the contents of the air, the dust, is enough to do it. So we dried it off with that. Effectively the inside has been dried off with a lint-free cloth. And from there, it is, take some isopropanol or say white vinegar, about 3-4 squirts on the two heads, the heater and the transducer. Leave that for a couple of moments, so literally ideally about 3 minutes, but about a minute and a little bit, and then that just loosens the salt crystals that are sticking to the ABS plastic. And once you've done that, agitator, take an ultrasonic wand and effectively you're agitating around the edges. So forgive the sound, but you know, that pulls off quite a lot of dirt on there. Yeah. So wipe it around. And then repeat again. I'm being a bit impatient, I should leave it a little bit longer and I probably wouldn't have to repeat it as much, but a few squirts on the transducer. Transducer is made of a ceramic material and it's covered in a PTE coating, so this won't do that any harm. And just give it a little minute, and then rub it round again. So generally twice. I would say this machine's good nearly 8 months' time of not cleaning it and not positioning it as well. So it's running 7 days a week for 8 months, and it's just complained now for the first time that it was needed cleaned, although it looked as if it needed cleaned as well. But yeah, that's it. I don't know if you can see through there, but it's back to being white again with no edges to it. So yeah, we've got a white transducer again. Effectively everything in there is clean. So take microfiber cloth again, just sort of wipe rounds, get rid of any salt deposits, anything sticking to it. And that is close to it. So once you've done that, another thing normally I do is take out the filter. That one after 8 months has got a little bit of salt build up on the outside. So slightly damp microfiber cloth, rub around the outside, rub around the carbon filter, HEPA filter. Yeah. Tap it, just get any loose dust that sticks to it. Wipe around the inside. So there's another layer in here as well, which is another layer of protection from dust particles, etc. before it gets to the UVC light. But clean that off. Yep, the filter looks nice and clean. You can generally hold it up to a light and see whether it's still good. If you shake it, you can hear it. The carbon beads moving. It does that. It's still good. Cover it back over, opened. That's it. Leave that on one side because I didn't do it quick. But that's really it to cleaning it. So all we're doing now is it's taking the reservoir, putting it back on, and then you'll hear it go glug 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 in the background. Put the flume back on. And that's really it. That's all there is to it. So if I take that, plug it back in, takes a little moment for it to start to build up, but effectively that's it. So the sound is this machine dirty, so that sound will change a little bit. It's just getting rid of anything that's built up in the circulation chamber. And then Hockle's coming back out and I'll protect you again. But that's really it. That's all there is to cleaning it. It is just a little bit of isopropanol, something to agitate the salt crystals off the outside, and then just cleaning off any salt that you can see around. The sound is because I've not put that back in and the airflow's wrong, but so that's it. But that's all there is to it. And from there, you know how to use the machine. So hopefully that helped. It's just isopropanol, lint-free abrasive cloths, so they're slightly rougher than normal type things, somewhere to pour the liquid into, and then an agitator to scrape it off and capture it on a microfiber cloth. And the only thing is that you get little bits on your trousers. Okay.